Hi YouTube. I just started making a video and the neighbors like revving up their motorbike. It's just a little odd, but that's, you know, odd. Anyway, you may not be able to hear it anyway. But annoying. No, the way they pump the gas with the throttle. It's like silly, you know. I don't know. It's bad for the engine too. It's okay in some situations. But anyway, I was outside weeding around my rhubarb, raspberries, and old fashioned pink roses. So, and cleaning up around where a branch broke, and I have more work to do there. And fell on top of my Japanese snowball bush hydrangea. Japanese hydrangea bush. So, yeah, but and moving some stuff around, cleaning stuff up, and yeah, it got something done. Anyway, it was nice. A little warm. It started getting warm, so and I want to get out and do more tomorrow. And I did some exercises and just stuff. So, um, listening to Jason at Archaics has a great big brain and a big heart. So yeah, for just chronology of the world and all the books his brain is absorbed, he can just like cite everything, like rattle off everything, like you and I would be talking about maybe a recipe or even a science experiment, but this dude's so precise and in depth. It's like, um, yeah, he's just all the thoughts some of us probably think scientifically is the same way he's thinking. That's what I'm trying to say. He's on that level. We're all just starting to understand what's going on in this planet and just what we're going to do about it to make everybody's life better. You know, for one, I want water powered cars and free Tesla energy rods stuck in the ground, you know, for, or the coil around the world for everybody instead of going to their fake space. They could have people farming and livestock in their own communities because they'd be able to afford it, you know, and there wouldn't be a need for great big factories of silly things and, you know, but there'd be jobs and there still could be a government run with dignity for people instead of, I mean, the WAR stuff in the world is nothing but punishment for people with everybody that's involved, no matter what. And there's no excuse for it. People don't act like that, you know? They want to believe in that respect that souls aren't actual in the world and theirs don't matter. Take, for instance, what if any bodies got buried like in a great big mudslide or something, and all the evil that was on the world at that time went into those human bodies and stayed entombed forever. That dark energy never being able, and then eventually it turns into diamond, like first you have like oil and coal, peat moss, oil and coal, and eventually the pressure from all the vegetation and trees growing and people building sidewalks and everything getting smushed under there, and they're never to appear again because God never makes them mudslides again. The plates will no longer shift. Could you imagine something that wild? And then from the earth shifting just to make that little bit of a mudslide, um, the planet that it's meant to be would actually be as above, so below, because it switched on them. And the souls that come back were the ones that were meant to be in God's house in the beginning, and we're all born into our happy existence in that family and peoples and countries and a land of peace, you know, with our heart's desires. That's what hearts do. I don't know about these heartless ones. That's, they're entombed in their bodies already, you know, they're dead like that, you know. So some can be spared. There's some that have gone through so much, God carried them the whole way, even if they whacked off and jumped off the edge, you know. So yeah, I know that. I just sense that, you know. If we've known anybody, like a good friend of mine taking her life, her own life, um, you know, somebody that was in that much pain, perhaps God just said, "Hey, you've had enough pain. Come home to me." You never know. What was written in different texts and things aren't necessarily what God has the final say with his souls he made. No man can dictate that to us definitively, you know. So that's what the Catholics believe, that there's no repentance for taking your own life. Well, you just tell them, all them Catholics, that just say it, love their wine or whatever, and some of their deviated practices, you just go ahead and tell them that, just a minute, I'll light a cigarette and get back to it. Anyway, I'll get back to it. Just a minute. Um, I'm getting, yeah, he said blame it on him. Okay, just a minute here. Let me think. Um, okay, with the people that are like drinking wine and being horrible to the next generations that are being born onto this planet. Um, uh, Something to do about drinking. Anyway, it must have been because they're not taking care of themselves. But no, yeah, something like that. Not just wine, but people in general. Numb the feelings, those type, or partying, what those type, or whatever. Or just going with the flow until you say, I just do whatever I want whenever I want type of thing. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really care what people do as long as they're decent human beings, but as far as bringing New Jerusalem onto this planet, there's no major catastrophe that needs to help or happen in this world aside from the major minds and players that are involved with that Christ spirit start taking over with their together with the Father's Spirit and start cleaning up. One person by one, whoever we're around that thinks that they're keeping an eye on us. In all reality, we are not only changing their vibration and their DNA because they dared mess with us, but literally their existence, saving them in a sense, just by giving them a bit of your time. And that is true. So, yeah, there's a lot of us that do that. Kind of like healers or, that type. But, and that's that. It's not something that you have to do in order to be a good person. It's like that's not even it. Different people do different things, and that's why I'm really big on not touching people or people touching me. It all depends because energy is what it's all about, So, yeah. I might get back to what I was talking about with, like, in particular, thinking about the Vatican City within itself, but not only there, but like southern Sicily, where some of the darkest cultish people that are really involved in human trafficking and pedophilia and that type of thing, and their influence and Judaism, their roots and into what we would consider the Cain bloodline and the depths of that and where the main bases are and who they are and their minds that are involved. But ours, even one of us, is more powerful than all of them all over the world put together just against one of us, let alone all of us, which are thousands. And with reinforcements in our coming into our enclosed area for backup. Let's just say, like, God's dragon himself, that energy, that being, persona, that energy, giving us strength and getting closer to being in our atmosphere. Like you can feel it, the shadows there, So you can feel that something enormous is going to happen in the world to certain people in certain places because they tried to play God. That's what's going on. So just knowing who you are, and we're all on the same page every day, knowing that just by the atmosphere we're going to know what's up. That's how he comes like a thief in the night, because we know what's up, but they don't. So he's sneaky like that. Oh, well, that's what that army's all about, Me and whose army? Huh? Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's who. Oh, yeah, them ones that won't lay down and play dead for anybody. Those fighters, warriors, those intellects, those ones with the big hearts that are sick of watching people being hurt. Yeah, us guys. us people, ladies and gentlemen, or even on the darker side, if pushed, that's just what's going on in this level of the playing field. So when push comes to shove, we shove harder. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, really harder. You know, but we had to be pushed first, and that's the bottom line. So I'm kind of very pleased you did. Gives me a really big excuse to do some pushing back, and I know there's probably some of you watching me just like to reach out and try and, you know, jack me or whatever, even verbally. Bring it on. I'm ready. I don't care. See, that's what I'm talking about, because I know what my mind does and who my heart is, you know. So, and that's why I believe in God, because there's a lot of people that do not deserve to be alive, take breath, or eat a bite of food that are doing so right now. And God controls people from taking that ability away from them. But they don't have the same respect for other people. And there is not an issue and not something to contend with, but something to eliminate. So it's elimination time. And it's not really as far off as you would think. There's a little more math that's going on a higher level. If you just step that up one notch, you'll understand what I'm talking about. And that's a new reality, like the new scriptures being written, you know? So, not none of this fake, thou shalt not judge me because I'm a flower today, you know? No, it's like this is the way the world's ran with human beings. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. So I'm getting goofy. It's tired time. So anyway, thank you for joining me. I'll talk to you soon. And if I remember what I was saying about that one spot in the world, or maybe I'll concentrate a little more on their habits or whatever, or you could even look into it yourself. But wherever my heart leads me with that Parisian bloodline, wherever, and they were, it's like China went to Norway and then went all over the place. It's a little more involved than that, but, with all the Slavic ties and all their other shenanigans and renaming and, things I've talked about forever over here. So, okay. Thank you for joining me, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.